Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I'm super excited about this live training today. And I'm going to teach very simply how to have the mindset of a winner. How to have the mindset of a winner. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started my company a long time ago, about 17 years ago. And I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer and my systems in motherhood and how to package my knowledge into an offering that I could serve the world with and work from the comfort of my home. But I had no idea how to do this. And so I started seeking support. And my very first stop, Kenyatta, good to see you here. I went to a small business resource center in my town. And I was told that my idea, mom coaching, that no one would pay me to do what I do today. And I always share this with you because if you're like me and you think outside of the box and you have these amazing ideas and you wonder, is there a place for these ideas? Can you monetize what you know? I'm telling you, I'm a living witness that you can if you do the work. I kept looking for someone to help me. And I ended up bumping into an amazing coach and at a live event. And I decided that it was in my best interest to learn from someone who was already doing what I wanted to do. And fast forward, I've had the opportunity to build an amazing coaching practice from the comfort of my home. I support women who call themselves giants. They're smart and they're sharp. They're action takers. They believe in self-investment. They believe in themselves to proactively seek the kinds of investments that can change their life. And they are looking for real solutions, not shiny objects. There's a difference, right? So I've just had the great fortune to coach thousands of women literally all around the world, to be able to work with corporate brands equally, like Panera Bread or Great Harvest Bread Company, just to name a few. I've had the opportunity to be signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. I'll tell you this because when I got started, it started with an idea, and I learned how to properly package my knowledge so that I could support other people with my gifts and my talents. So I want you to know that this is absolutely possible for you. Your great ideas are possible if you create results for others. It is possible. Today, I want to talk about how to have the mindset of a winner. And I know that this is going to completely support those of you who maybe you've said, or maybe you just saw the football game, which was amazing, but maybe you've just said, you know what? There are some people, they always win. Okay. And how is it that they always win? There are people that ask that question. There were definitely people asking that question just last night watching Tom Brady, right? And this is not about liking whatever team. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bigger piece here, which is having the mindset of a winner. And I'm going to share that with you today. And I know that what I'm going to share with you, that it's not going to be what you think. Okay, but it's going to really support you in making some changes, some tweaks to how you look at what winning really is. Particularly people who consistently win. All right, they have a different way of showing up. When I think about running my company over the years, I would say that one of the greatest things to me was that I could build a business that would give me time freedom. And I know this is something that so many women that follow me desire, but very few people actually have. But it is my truth. The reality is that I didn't want to leave a job and create another job for myself and my business. I didn't want a business where I was trading time for dollars. Does that make sense? That the only way that I could generate income was by showing up somewhere else, just like in a job, right? Situation, 40 hours a week, or in my case, 60 to 70 hours a week. I didn't want that. I wanted to figure out a way to leverage my intellect and package my knowledge so that I could support other people literally around the world with what I know. And today, that's what I transfer to my clients. I show them, instead of them using the models that they've been taught or the models that they've learned in school or college, I show them there is a better way to live. And for those of you who will follow me, and if that is something that you're into, I want you to write, I'm into a better way to live. And if that's the case, you're in the right place tonight. I would say that as a result of growing this business, being able to show up at my kids' school whenever I wanted to, be the kind of mom I want to be, date my husband in the middle of the day, and have the freedom, but also build a business where money no longer is a concern was a priority for me. And it's different for every single one of us. I know that a lot of people want to talk about material things or having a flashy car or red bottoms on their shoes. That isn't what excited me. I'm not against those things. But what I really wanted was true freedom. I wanted to be able to run my business from anywhere I wanted to, Jamel, around the world. And I wanted to figure out for myself, how could I be able to show up for the things that mattered most to me, right? And that's my family. And if you are a person that you resonate with that level of truth, then you will love my lives, because that's what I support my clients in doing. All right. So I'm going to jump in today. And I'm going to talk about how to have a mindset of the winner. And this, I will tell you, what I'm going to share with you is not necessarily what you're expecting. Rosetta, hey, I'm so glad you're here. All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready. I want you guys to write, I'm ready, if you are ready to hear this message. And I always think you have to be ready to hear a powerful message. And that's why I always say, if you're watching the replay, write, I'm ready. If you're here right now, write, I'm ready, and I'll get started. So I wanted to do this, how to have the mindset of a winner, because what I witnessed yesterday, we all witnessed, okay, was we watched Tom Brady be Tom Brady. And, the reality was that here's a guy who is a champion. He is a winner by, and any standard that you would look at. He is a GOAT, right? He's defined as the GOAT. There's no doubt about that. And then to watch him join a team that had not gone to the playoffs since, I believe it was like 2004. And then to watch this team then go to not only the playoffs, but the Super Bowl, and to win the Super Bowl, and for him to earn his 7th ring, I thought, this is pretty amazing. Not only that, but he is 43, 42, 43, something like that, right? So even in terms of defying all odds age-wise in the league, right? And so I thought, let's just talk today about the mindset of a winner, all right? And this is from my perspective. Here's number one. Number one, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. All right. So number one, the mindset of a winner is they understand this, that it's not what people call you. It is literally what you answer to. And this is so true. And I want you guys to really hear me on this. The truth of the matter is, the way winners win is that the voice that goes on inside their head is way louder than the voice outside of their head. And I know this to be true. There's so many people that can't make a move or a decision, or the opinions of others ring so much louder than their own personal opinion. Their inner compass does not work or is broken. But when you think about people who are winners, who consistently win, they learn to trust themselves. And so it's not what people call you. It is literally what you answer to. And you answer to, or I would say, you only hear things according to your belief system. And I will tell you, this is when self-investment becomes super clear. The moment that people say all kinds of things about who you're not, what you can't do, and inside of you, you can do it. But the moment that that voice of what they say becomes bigger than your own truth based on your skill and your talents and your abilities, you know that you're not investing in yourself at the right level, right? Hey, Jamela, I appreciate you, right? It's so, so, so important. And so it's interesting to me because whenever someone says to me, I'll use something really simple. Women sometimes want to work with me and they'll say, I want to start a business. But before they can move forward with investing in themselves, they're like, I need to talk to my husband. This is a great example of what that looks like. It's like you have to talk to someone else before you can make a decision about what you know is right for you. I mean, when I think about this, right, I think about it from the perspective of when I got started, I wanted to start as a mom coach. And there were no mom coaches, okay? It was just my ideas, my out-of-the-box idea. I tell my husband, this is what I'm going to do. This is my dream. And I don't ask permission for my dream. I don't weigh in on his opinion of my dream. I say, I would love you to support my dream. And it's interesting because so many of us say, well, what do you think? Do you think I'm ready? Do you think this makes sense? What do you, and that uncertainty or the validation we seek is a sign of our insecurity, or more importantly, the lack of self-investment. And I hope that you guys hear my heart on this. I'm breaking this all the way down. I wanted to break this down today because we're talking about how to have the mindset of a winner. And the only way that you can truly win in life and in business is you have to learn to trust yourself, and that voice that's inside of you has to be louder than that voice that's external. Now, that doesn't mean you're not listening to other people, but it means that sometimes success is about knowing what your capacity is internally. You know what you were put here for, all right? And that doesn't come from anywhere else. Like, my husband would have never been able to define for me what a mom coach is or does. This is fact. But inside of me, I just knew this is why I am here, all right? And so I want you to understand that validation is for parking lots. It's not for dreams. It's not. Okay. And if you've been looking externally instead of internally, you need to do some self-investment on yourself, on your mindset, so that you can grow. Jamel writes, thank you, Jamel. Absolutely love your lives. I came across your profile and your wisdom is amazing. I appreciate you. Okay. Number 2 of how to have the mindset of a winner. You get to write and rewrite the chapters of your life. Now, I'm going to say this slowly, okay? You got to understand, we're talking about the mindset of a winner. You get to write and you get to rewrite the chapters of your life, okay? And this is so key, because when I think about the number of people who were writing the chapter they thought of Tom Brady's life, they were saying his sports life, his career life, when it was going to end, is he washed up? Now that he left this one team, is he going to be able to be as effective as his first team? When I think about the fact that when he was just starting up through November and how the team was performing as they were getting their sea legs, if you will, there were so many people that were writing his story and saying, aha, see, the golden boy is not so golden. And I want you to understand this, that you get to write that story. And, but can you write and read at the same time is the question. And I think that when we're busy writing our own stories, we're not reading what other people are saying about us, because we understand that we have the ability to influence the story, to change the story, to edit the story, and to rewrite the story. And when we're reading what other people are writing, it is really a sign, again, for us that we are looking to find out what other people think about us. I'm talking about, how do winners, right? How do they have the mindset that they have? They have the mindset they have because they have intention to write and change their own stories. And they understand that they are the author of those stories. It's just flat true. And if you think for 1 second that somebody on the outside not doing what you're doing, not training the way that you've trained, that doesn't have the mastery or the skill set, knows more about you than you, I'm telling you, it is not true. Andrea, hey, Andrea, I'm so glad you're here. She says, our lives are built one decision at a time. Build wisely. It's so true. And I think so many people don't think about it. The reality is that they think that somebody else can write what you're going to be doing 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years from now. When I think about my very first experience at the Small Business Resource Center, when I got started in business, first stop, I didn't have a business yet. And I was literally laughed at and told that my idea didn't make any sense, that no one would pay me to do what I've done today. I've coached thousands of women literally all around the world. I've done, Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows. I've done corporate deals with Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 brands. And I was told that this idea didn't work. What if I decided that person's writing my story would be the chapters, would be my story? None of my clients would be here, right? It would mean that every single thing that I decided to do in my life, there's always someone that renders an opinion. And just because someone renders an opinion, Valerie, hey there, darling, doesn't mean that they know more about what is your capacity is than you. I hope this supports you. Number 3. Now, today what I'm talking about is how to have the mindset of a winner. And I just love being in the company of winners. I call them giants. I have an appetite for giants. And I know this, that winners love to see people win. I love to see people win. And I love to see the impact that winning creates for others, right? The fact that somebody shows up and does the thing that so many people think is impossible changes everything for everyone else that wants to do that. So I love people who lead from the front in that way. Number 3, when you build your legacy, your children get favor. I'm going to break this all the way down. Now, I want you to lean into this because a lot of you guys who follow me are parents, and many of you who are not parents are thinking of being parents one day. So lean into this. When you build your legacy, your children get favor. Okay. And let me explain this to you. I'm watching the Super Bowl last night, and Tom Brady is speaking. And when he decides he's going to speak, he gives the Super Bowl trophy, to his daughter. I think she's like this bit tall, right? Like he passes his legacy to his daughter. Now think of all the people in the world who would love the opportunity to simply touch the Super Bowl trophy. But see, when you are a person that leads from the front, right? You do what you say, right? You achieve what you want to achieve. Your children get favor. That means that they get to do things. They get to have access to things. They get to see things. They get to meet people. See that you've made room for them because of your gifts and your talents. And I'm going to break this down. This might hurt somebody's feelings, but I want you to hear my heart in this. There are so many people who say when they're building their businesses, I'm building this business for my family. I'm doing this for my husband. I'm doing this for my children. And if you really do a check up from the neck up and then really look at your calendar and say, what did you do for your family last week? Okay, did you make those calls you needed to make, right? Were you bold? Were you bodacious? Did you take a stand for your business and your talent and your gifts or not? All right. Because if you didn't take a stand, then I'm just saying that, you might need a different why. All right. The one thing that I know is true, that when we see people who win or the mindset of a winner, okay, they are doing things in their free time that people who don't win do not do. Now, trust me, every single day, Tom Brady is practicing. And every single day, Tom Brady is sharpening his saw. You need to ask yourself, okay, if you want to have the mindset of a winner, what is it that you do every day to make yourself amazing? And I'm talking about Tom Brady, certainly the GOAT, right? But the reality is that we can learn a lot when we look at people who achieve great things, right? They show up differently. I had a client recently say to me, she was looking to do live video. And she said, Mia, I want you to think about live video, from my perspective. I'm new. I don't have all these videos that you have. And I was thinking to myself, well, I have maybe 6,000 live videos, but I remember when there were no live videos. When I wanted to do TV years ago, my husband bought me a camcorder with a remote. And I would practice every single day, like no audience every single day, because it was what I wanted. My question is, if you want what you want, why are you not practicing every day for the thing that you want? Why are you not sharpening your saw for the thing that you say you want? I'm just asking you. All right. So many of us say, this is what I want. This is the way that I want to live. But when we have to practice the discipline of what it takes, we don't do it. And because of it, our children never get to experience our legacy. Conversely, those who do the work, right? Those who are practicing, sharpening their saw, those who are working on themselves every single day, who are working on mastery, their children get to step into a higher version of living because they get to learn from the example directly. They get to have access to things that because of their parents' work, okay, and because of their parents' discipline, right, that they don't have to, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just a door that is open to them. You get to ask yourself how you're showing up as a parent, right? Most people spend more time in the kitchen cooking something to eat than they do on their craft, all right? Number four, I'm talking today about how to have a mindset of a winner. And number 4 is success seems easy when you are prepared for it. Okay. You know what? Success seems easy when you are prepared for it. I'm going to say it again. Thanks, Valerie. Success seems easy when you are prepared for it. What I mean by that is, see, you ever watch someone in the zone? Mhm. We can think about like Michael Jordan, right? Like in the zone, right? Like you watch Michael Jordan do Michael Jordan, and it looked like he was gliding through the air, right? Yes. Okay. You look at Tom Brady throwing the ball or Tom Brady under pressure, he just seems cool as a cucumber. Okay. So success seems easy when there is preparation. And the truth of the matter is, it doesn't mean that it is easy, Greta, okay, or Robin. It just means it looks easy because when these guys are on the field or on the court, based on the examples that I provided you, they're not warming up for the very first time at the game. And I want you to think about this as it relates to you. And I talk to my clients about this all the time. So often, okay, people want to practice on what's real, okay, because they don't want to have the discipline, right, to either the discipline to work on themselves, right, in quiet, so that when it's time to pitch or when it's time to share what you do or when it's time to deliver what you do, you're not practicing on the customer, right? They're not willing to make the investments in themselves so that they can be in a huddle, so that they can practice right with their community that allows them to grow. Why is this? I'm breaking this down and I'm going to be firm about this because they don't want to make an investment to do this. And I want to be clear. All right. I tell my clients this every single week. I say, look, this is the huddle. When we get together, this is our huddle. This is where we practice with one another. We don't practice on real clients. And I want to ask you this question for those of you who don't have coaches, who don't have mentors, who aren't working with consultants that you are investing in at a high level. And then when it's time for you to have a real deal, right? When it's time for you to be on your court, when it's time for you to be on the field, right? And you feel in a certain kind of way, because everyone feels a certain kind of way when you're dealing with high stakes pressure. But the difference is in execution is what you've done before. Okay, you get on that field and you get on that court before you walk through that meeting, right? To close something that's amazing and that's available to you based on your talent and your skill. The difference is the differential. It's not what it looks like, it's what it is. And I said, success seems easy when you're prepared for it, because when you are prepared, you're not trying to get a couple extra throws in on the field. You've already done that. You come ready, all right? I'll never forget this, and I've told this story several times, but when I was preparing for a triathlon, my first triathlon, maybe 9 years ago, and I was preparing for that triathlon, my swim coach had me swim twice the distance. Easily, I swam really 3 times the distance, a little bit more than that, up to 2 miles without stopping. The reason that she had me do this was so that I would be prepared. Okay. And so whenever I got in the water to swim a long time, it looked easy. But the truth of the matter is, it only looked easy because of my preparation. Does it make sense? I wasn't out there trying to figure out how to swim when it was race day. I already knew I could swim 3 times the distance that was necessary. My question is, do you go to distance with the things that really matter to you? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Okay, awesome. So feminine success, right? Yes. Where is your huddle? Such an important part of the success journey. And Robin writes, it only looks easy because they don't see how hard you've worked and how gifted you are at what you do. This is so true. And the truth of the matter is, we become more gifted, or the appearance of giftedness, as we fine tune the gifts. Right. And that all comes from practice. If I think about what I've been doing over the last 17 years, I've been servicing my clients exactly the same way. The only difference is that 17 years later, there's a degree of mastery. There's a degree of predictability because I've been doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, creating amazing results for myself first, and then transferring my knowledge to clients. And because of it, you're not going to get the same player on the field. You're not going to get the same coach because of that level of investment, consistent discipline, etc. So keep that in mind. All right. Andrea writes, there is no such thing as instant coffee. It must be cultivated, nurtured, and processed. So are we. And Valerie writes, yes, this is true. And it really is. And I wanted to talk about this today because it's so important. And Jazz writes, yes, you fine tune your gifts in practice. Absolutely. All right. Number 5, how to have the mindset of a winner. Number 5, know what you need and who you need on your team to win. Now, listen, you guys might need to fan yourselves, right, on this one, okay? Know what you need and who you need on your team to win. Now, this is imperative. When I tell you the number of people who have the talent, they have the skill, they have the ability, okay? They might even have the mindset to win, but they do not have the ability to discern what do I need, who do I need on my team for me to win. It's true. And this is where this is the separator, okay? So imagine if you're Tom Brady and you decide to get one of your friends, I know his name begins with a G, I can't remember his name, to come out of retirement, okay? It's called Gronk, something like that, right? He comes out of retirement. You get, what's his name? Anthony, I can't remember his last name either, to come out of, to get on your team, right? So that you can build what you need, all right? Because if you know what you need, you can have what you need. Now, here's the thing. Like, it shores up your success when you know what you need, okay, right? And you can have what you need. But most people can't even put together the missing pieces of what they have. Now, keep in mind, Tom didn't need to build a whole team, okay, but he knew some key players that he needed on his team that would support the kind of success that would make it easier for him to achieve his goal. This is whether you decide you're outsourcing, whether you decide you need a project manager, whether you're working with virtual assistants, whether you're working with executive assistants, marketing managers, you name it, branding managers, coaches, consultants, trainers. There are so many people that come here. They watch my lives over and over again. They're like, oh, this is so good. I like it, love it. I love it. This is amazing. Okay. You see the success. You see for yourself, right? The kind of results that my clients create over and over and over again. And it's not me making it up. And it's not me being braggadocious. It's me standing in my truth. And you say, oh, Mia, I'm looking for a coach. You have any recommendations? No. Okay. No. Okay. One of the things is really important, okay, to understand is you need to know what you need and you need to know who you need. And people are looking sometimes for great things in the wrong places. All right. I see it all the time. People come to me, they've spent $47 over here to learn how to build something on a brand. They've spent $97 over here to invest in something else. They've spent $2,500 over in some other place, and they do not know what they need, and they cannot figure out why what they're doing isn't working. Okay. Sometimes when things aren't working, right, it's that you don't know what you need. You might not know what you need to do. All right. You may have what you need in front of you, and you may not know what to do with what you have. And that's the thing about, I think, elevation in many ways. Sometimes we have what we need, but because our mindset's messed up, we can't step into the version of what we have to even be able to absorb and do the things that are available to us right in this moment. And that's for those of you who have properly invested, right? Like literally. Number 2, right? Or it could be that you have not made investments in yourself at the highest level. You've invested it so that you could walk away and you don't know what you need. Like you literally don't know what you need in order for you to get to that next level. This is really important. One of the things that I've learned is that, don't waste my time with it, Vera, right? Absolutely, Jamel, right? The fact of the matter is, like, the reality is that if someone will waste their own time, they will waste yours. And this is why I love to pre-qualify people. And I mean this respectfully because I love you guys and I'm so glad that you're here. But I hope that when you come to my lives that it grows you in some way in your perspective, in your mindset, and more importantly, in your actions, in what you do next, right? Because that's the determining factor based on whatever it is that we hear in our life. Sometimes we hear one thing and it changes everything. But I've learned over the years is that anyone that will waste their own time will waste yours. And so I pre-qualify everyone that I work with. It's the reason why I want to make sure you're sharp, you're smart, you're an action taker, you're a go-getter, you're a go-giver, right? Like if you like to be in the company of people who win, then I'm for you because see, if you are looking to hit a business, grow a business and hit 6 figures plus each year, right? Or have 6 figure plus months, right? They're just using money as a example here. And you don't enjoy being around people who win, who have bigger businesses than you, I'm not for you. The reality is that winners have an appetite to be around winners. There's something really exciting when people paint the possibility of what it is that you want. You can see in that moment that you can do that. This is a person that you can learn from their walk, their talk, their actions, and their habits. And if you find you're that person that you have to click off or go the other way when other people win, it's just, I'm just breaking this all the way down. I hope that this really supports you. I'm talking today about how to have the mindset of a winner. What I've talked about already, which has been amazing, is number one, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. And the thing is, winners know who they are. So they're not listening from the outside to determine who they are on the inside. Number two, you get to write and rewrite the chapters as you like in your life. So it doesn't matter what someone's written about you. They don't get to determine what your possibility is, literally. Okay? This is not wrapped up in any one thing, any one person. In any moment, you can rewrite your story over and over and over again. And winners understand that and they take great pleasure in being the author of their own pens, right? Number three, when you build your legacy, your children get favor. And it's true. Okay. When you build your legacy, you get to pass your child a Super Bowl trophy. I mean, I don't know. Was she 4 feet tall? I'm not really sure, but I can think of tons of people in the world that will never have the opportunity to touch a Super Bowl trophy, that will never have the opportunity to be on a field during the Super Bowl and not only touch the trophy, but hold the trophy for a sustained period of time. It just becomes normal. In fact, you get to create a new normal for your children, and it's called favor. And I just want to break that down. Now, this is for those of you who you're my entrepreneurs and you are sharp and you're smart and you're out here doing this thing, and your kids get to walk and stand. They get to walk from a different perspective. They get to stand on your shoulders and they have an understanding about things, or they have access to things that you did not have because of the road you paved. I'm breaking this down. All right. All right. Number four, success seems easy when you are prepared for it. It is like, you know what I mean? You're like, come on. You're ready for game day because you're not looking to get ready when the opportunity happens, meaning you actually have expectation that you were going to win. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Imagine if you already expected to have a business that hit $500,000 or $1 million or $1 million plus. How would you show up in your business if you really believed that that was possible for you? I'm just asking you. It's very interesting to me because I'll talk to people and I'll say, tell me, what is your revenue goal? And they'll say something like, oh, $1 million. And then I'll say, well, what did you make last year? Like, well, I didn't make anything. Okay. Well, how are you showing up in your business? Not showing up. So imagine that the way we show up is everything we believe. I mean, think about it. Number 5, know what you need and who you need on your team, right? To win. All right. So winners know what they need and who they need on their team in order for them to win. And they're not just looking for coaching. Okay. Now listen, Tom Brady has He works in the confines of coaches, right? So I'm going to break this down for those of you here. Okay. He has coaches. And we also know that he switched coaches, right? Like he went from one coach to another coach and he still created the same result. And I believe that a great, a winner, they know what they need. They know what allows them to win. Okay. They understand what they need to do. I'm sure he's got a regimen around what he eats. And he also understands what kind of things, what does he need to have on his team? Like in his case, he needed certain positions filled so that he could achieve the success. When I think about it in my business, I think, what kind of project manager do I need? What kind of leadership do I need on my team? What kind of sales support do I need? What do I need, okay, in order for me to hit my amazing results? What kind of advice do I need to be getting? What kind of accountability do I want from my coaches, my consultants, my mentors? What do I need? Does that make sense? I hope it does. And I hope it helps you. Number 6, they might not like you, but they cannot deny you, right? Listen, okay, I want you to hear me on this, okay? See, how to have the mindset of a winner. Like, listen, people might not like you, but they can't deny the results you create. See, the fact of the matter is, the proof is in the pudding. We've all heard this, right? The fact is that you don't have to prove anything when you create results. And imagine if you built your business around the results that you know how to create, Jamel, right? Like imagine if that's what we did, right? So the reason that some people win while other people don't is because some people are just trying to sell an idea. They just trying to do something to make some money, and they are short-term thinkers. But if you do what you do and your only goal is to create results, okay, then they might not like you, but they can't deny your results. And at the end of the day, when you deliver results, you find yourself in a place in this world that is unmatched. And I want you to think about yourself this way, right? I want you to think about your talents and your skills, your abilities, right? Like what you know how to do. How do you create results for others? And then ask yourself, right? What are the results? What are the results that you can create? You know, because of the results that we create, the thing that makes us scarce is what makes us valuable, right? I always say, when you're in demand, you're in command. I actually learned that from my coach, Joel. He says this all the time. When you're in demand, you're in command. You know how you become in demand? You create results, okay? When you are in demand, you command what you earn and how you do what you do. And it's true. And there's so many people that the reason that you have sort of the herd is because they never build anything that creates results. So they have to always chase or come up with a new marketing strategy or do a whole lot of things, blogging, podcasting, you know, tons of social media sites, because they have to show people that they're worthy. But I want you to understand this, that you already are worthy. If you just take what you know, package what you know into a high ticket offering, leveraging your skills and your talent, and you only sell the thing that you know how to do, create results in, they might not like you, but they won't be able to deny you. And it's flat true, okay? And that's why I always say, look, marketing gets easier when you focus on the right thing, all right? Like, I'm not focused ever on trying to dominate somebody. Like, are you kidding? No, this Tom Brady hasn't focused on dominating anyone, but did he dominate? Yes. But you think that was his focus when he got up in that morning? No, I don't believe so. Okay. I think that he focuses on delivering amazing results. I think he focuses on being able to sharpen his own saw. I think he focuses on showing up like a giant in every single way with his skills and his talent and serving it up. And I think because of that, you might not like him, but you can't deny him. It's just true. Okay. And he's not thinking about the people who didn't get the Super Bowl trophy because he won it. And he won it because he's focused on the right thing. So many people focus on the wrong thing, you know. And I want you to think about it. I want you to think about this. Number seven, be comfortable with being great at what you do. Man, I want you to get this, okay? Got to be comfortable being great at what you do. Now, I know that a lot of you guys who are of faith, okay, because a lot of women who follow me and men are of faith. I am too. And you're gonna say, listen, I'm like this whole ego thing, like I can't do this. But if you're talking about running a business and growing a business, okay, I'm not going to hire you if you are not great at what you do. And why would I? Okay, would I decide to choose a dentist that said I'm average? Okay, never. Okay, would I choose an attorney that said not so good? Never. Okay, so one of the things that you have to decide is important for you. Okay, is that you got to get comfortable with being great. Whatever it is that you do that's like your thing, practicing and building the esteem to be able to articulate that greatness, and not from an ego perspective. I'm talking about because it's the truth. All right. And the fact of the matter is that when we speak truth, then your ideal customers come to you because they're attracted to that truth, right? Right. Valerie writes, come through with that. Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important. Yes, be great. Giants are great. Jazz writes. It's so important because I think a lot of times people forget this part and they're not comfortable, or better yet, we are in environments with people who are not comfortable with being great themselves. And when we're around and hanging with people who aren't comfortable with their greatness, they shame us when we do have something great, right? I'm going to tell you this for a second. I was just talking to my mom last night. We're talking about the game, and my mother said to me, now my mom, let me just put this in perspective. This is going to break this all down for you guys, okay? All right. So my mom, who has given me my wings, like literally, and I cannot think of anything that I've said I wanted to do that my mother told me I could not do. And throughout the years, my mom, when I was in high school, my mom was a housekeeper for a hotel for many years. And when I went off to college, like whenever I needed a suit or something, I had an interview, my mom would just magically like send me suits and send shoes and literally send me the shirt that I needed, that she thought I needed to look like, but she never wore suits, right? So when she was cleaning at the hotel and she'd see these business professionals walking in the hall or whatever, she would see what they were wearing and send it to me. Okay, you need this kind of attaché case. This is what they carry to write down their things. You need these kind of pens. So she's like sending me like cross pens, and she never used any of these things. Okay, and now even being an adult, I realized she was spending all of her money investing in her belief, which was me, right? Not living vicariously through me. She allowed me to choose me, do me. But what she wanted to do was give me the tools. Now I'm going to tell you guys, this is very, very powerful. And my mom taught me that it's okay to be great. Anytime I tell my mom I do something, like I just told her the other day, I just hung some curtains in my bedroom. And she said to me, you could be an interior designer. I designed my gym. My mother's like, you could train other people to come. I was like, train other people? What are we talking about? Like, what are we doing here, mother? Anything. You need to have people in your world that believe you can do anything. And if they are not family, you know what? Family could be the people, the community that you invest in through your coaching communities, the accountability communities that you have that speak that message to you. Let me tell you, like a lot of people have accountability partnerships that are dysfunctional. They are in community with people who don't want great things. They're in community with people who want to whine about the great things that they won't work for. You need to make sure, okay, that if you are in an accountability group of any sort, that you're with people who see you as you can be. Here, that the dream that you have inside your heart and your mind, they just speak that vision into you over and over again. There is not a time that I have called my mom over the years, some out of the box idea, something I'm doing that I'm thinking of doing. And my mom has always said, if anyone can do it, you can do that. Like there's just something amazing about bouncing off your big, amazing vision with someone that speaks life back to you, holds a place for you. And if you don't have this, and I know that every winner has people like that in their life, and they enjoy being in the company of people who own their greatness. I'm just telling you, not from an ego perspective, not saying, you got a beautiful dress on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love your red bottom shoes. Let me tell you, you want people who are speaking into you something that when you are naked, okay, it is something that is you were born with. And they can see it in you, and they speak that into you, and they call you to be something higher than who you are. And sometimes it's a little uncomfortable because the things that they call you to do, you might not be there yet. You might not be ready yet. You might be afraid of that thing. You might say, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? They might say, come on right here, let's play. But I will tell you, okay, one of the things that's really important is being comfortable with being great at what you do, because when you do, you will open up a world of association. You will understand that the things that are available to you are right in front of you. You will stop bumping your head doing the hard, and life gets easier. And I call that ease and grace. And I hope that there's something that I've said to you that's really supported you today. Thank you, guys. Andrea said they should not only support, but also challenge you to go bigger and higher. Absolutely. And Jamel writes, give them fire, Mia. You like that, right? Special effects, okay? And Yaya said, yes, she is. Chief Giant on fire, right? Mia dropping gems, always, right? Just speaking from my heart. And number 8, we're almost done. We have 9. Number 8, you've got, oh my goodness, this is so good. Number 8 is how to have the mindset of a winner. Oh my goodness. You guys, I hope you're ready for this, okay? You got to own your own category. Listen, when you have the mindset of a winner, you are not trying to be in a category. You actually want to own your own category. It's radical. But I will tell you, there's something amazing about owning the category. It's like you're like, you define what it is versus saying I'm like this or like that. What about you define what the category is? As simple as that. Okay. And that's the difference between people who have, let me drink some water. Jazz, you see it? That is the difference between those who are winners and those who aren't, is the mindset around ownership. So nothing excites a winner more than opening up a whole new way of looking at something. See, a winner understands that what makes you scarce is what makes you valuable. And it is a distinctive thing that so many people do not get, right? They're so busy Googling, Google searching, Googleicious, right? To figure out what category do they go in, what somebody else is doing, looking at somebody else's website. What are your products? What are you, oh no, these people on this platform, this is a platform I should be on. The moment that you decide that you want to win, you will understand that you define what that looks like. It is not defined by others, right? That one day there is your recipes that people want to follow because you have owned and created a category. Now, here's something really significant about this, is that if you created the category and you're at the front of that category because you created it, okay, there's no competition, right? It's just you and you just being you. Now, imagine if people really got this straight in their mind, in their heart, okay? That I'm going to own my category. I'm going to do me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the best me. I'm going to own this category. And I talk about this because I remember when I made the decision to be a mom coach, and specifically the mom strategist, right, on my category. And there were none, right? So people were like, well, no one's going to know what that is. And what is that? And why would anybody, all of those things? But I just didn't feel that my thought leadership belonged in the category. It didn't fit. And I want you to think about, I'm talking about me, but I want you to think about you. Okay. Maybe you've been trying to take your thought leadership your brilliant ideas and your amazing packages, okay? And you've been putting them into someone else's category and you're trying to figure out why they don't have value, right? It's because you need to own your own category. See, winners have a mindset that they want to own the category. You know, like they want to own being the GOAT. They want to own that part. They're the greatest of all time. They're not looking to be like the sheep, okay? They want to be the GOAT, okay? Like they want to be the GOAT. I hope you guys are getting this. This is so good. It's so important. It's a real powerful mindset shift. And it's something that I teach a great deal during my conference, the Giant Experience Conference, because when my clients understand that your value is in your differential, it is not in you being like everybody else. I could care less. Tell me, okay, me, I've worked with, other business coaches. So what? If somebody said, Mia, like I want to work with you, but this other coach, she charges like $500 less than you, or $1,000 less. I could care. It doesn't matter to me, because if she can create the results that I can for that, that's an amazing deal. So it's not about that. It's about the results that I provide. And if you want the results that I provide, right, that I create for clients, and you'll step into it. It's it. It's not anything to negotiate. People pay me for results, and they'll pay you for results. It's really important. And I own that category. I understand what I can do, how I'm able to help women package their knowledge at the highest level into high ticket offerings, both on and offline, right? Using their expertise, their education, and their experience. I'm great at it. I know how to do it. Many different ways to be able to monetize your knowledge. This is what I know how to do. And I'm not trying to be in a category of, I'm not speaker, or I'm not trying to be in a general category for anyone. This is my expertise. It's what I know how to do. Okay. And the reason that I'm able to create great and amazing results for folks is because that's what I know how to do. It's my category. It's what I do really well. So it's not about I'm a coach. So what? It's not about I'm a consultant. It doesn't matter. Okay. People decide to work with me not because I'm a coach or a consultant. They work with me because of the kind of transformation that I create. I'm breaking this down, Darlene. Okay. So it doesn't matter what I call it. I can call it the mom strategist. I can call it the business strategist. I can call it the chief giant. Does not matter. Okay. People come to me because of the results I create, not from an ego perspective. You guys hear my heart. I'm just trying to teach you here. You need to own your own category. All right. And it's super important. Stop trying to step into somebody else's category, do what everybody else is doing. They are probably not making money. Now, let me explain this to you. Because I had the insight over the last 17 years of coaching so many people who want to get started in business, and many who have already been in business, I've seen businesses in many different ways. I've watched what people have copied, looked at somebody's website, looked at somebody's packages, thought they were going to be the second version of someone else. And they can't figure out why they're stuck, why they're not working, because you were born an original, literally. And the idea or notion that you copy what you are meant to do from somebody else is a disservice to the gift. All right. You try to figure out why it's not working because you're copying stuff. All right. It's simple as that. All right. It's really important to understand what it is that you know how to do and own that category. And when you do, your ideal clients will come to you. Okay. Money will not be a concern. It just will not be. All right. And it's just flat true. I hope that supported you. Number 9, and this is the last topic for today. All right. Ooh, oh my goodness, this is good too. Number 9 is how to have a winning mindset. And that is, you need to know your formula. Yep. You need to know your formula. All right. So the thing is, what allows winners to win is that most winners have formulas. Okay. Most people who consistently win, they have formulas, and they know their formulas. And people who do not win, who cannot recreate their results. I'm breaking this down. Okay. The reality is that people who win consistently have a formula. Okay. I'm telling you, you don't have to guess this. This is fact. And if you've never heard this, or you don't have your own formulas, I will tell you it is the reason you're not recreating results. People who win have formulas. All right. So if you want to have the mindset of a winner, the one thing that is really important is to know what your formula is. What is it that allows you to consistently create results? Okay. And if you do not know, or you cannot answer this question, or in this moment, it is a head scratch, or even like you're just like, I don't know, what would be my formula? Well, what would this formula be based on? You. Okay, got some work to do, right? And I wanted to break this down today because winners know their formulas. It's true. Like, if I'm talking to my team and we're talking about things we're going to do, and, and they may say, hey, like, we're going to do this or that. And I'll say, wait a minute, this is my formula. This is what works. Winners, people who create consistent results over and over and over again, they're able to duplicate their success. That's what a winner is. They duplicate their success. So that's what allows them to be the winner, correct? They have formulas. They know what works. Now, you're only going to have a formula if you are taking risks, if you are trying things, if you are getting out there. You can't have a formula when you don't try things, right? And then you got to record. You got to try and record, because the reality is that winners do things that people who do not win do not do. And because of that, they don't have enough data to know, okay, what works for them. Okay. So the reason that some people win more is because they do more. Okay. And because they do more, they have more information about their doing. And as a result of that, they can then generate formulas on what works. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Okay. And this might hurt your feelings on this part, but I hear my heart. Okay. So the reason that so many people who are in business change up what they're doing, one minute they're doing this thing, next minute they're doing this thing, next minute they're doing another thing, is because what they're doing isn't working. And that they, in their own insecurity, keep switching things up, so they never get to go deep. So they never develop any formulas. Think about it for a minute. Think about somebody, that who every time you turn around, they're doing a different business. Year 3, they were selling one thing. Year 5, they're selling another thing. They might be in the same coaching business, consulting business, but they always got a different approach, like whatever, right? And I'm not talking about innovation or trying new things. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you that winners typically have a secret formula, and that comes from having done the work, and they know what works. So there's a degree of predictability in what they do. That's what I have for you today. Okay. And did you get value? If you got value, I want you to write, I got value, Mia. Okay. I talked today about how to have the mindset of a winner. Okay. And I broke this all the way down. If you're watching the replay, make sure you watch it from the beginning. I would love to hear your aha takeaway, and I'll take 1, maybe 2 questions max for you today, right? So I'd love to support you if this in some way resonated and you're like, Mia, I want to know more. How can I have more, right? I would invite you to check out the testimonial page for our upcoming event, March 1st through 5th, called the Giant Experience Conference. All right. And it's going to provide you tremendous value. I'll post that link here when I'm done as well. I would love to hear from you so that you can share your ahas, your takeaways. Jamel, you wrote, I got value. Thank you. And Kashawn says, I got value, Mia. And Andrea says, you always get value. I appreciate you tremendously. Any other ahas or takeaways, right, as a result of you being here today? Any other ahas or takeaways from being here? Post them here. I'd love to read them. Robin writes, I have value, Mia Redrick, right? You got value, right, from being here. I appreciate it. I told you, I saw that game last night. Well, I didn't see the whole game, but I saw it from the halftime show on. And I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing, right? So pretty amazing. All right. Rosetta writes, I got value, Mia. My aha, sharpen my saw daily. Got sharpen your saw. It is the thing that allows us to create mastery. I'm always working on me. So I'm always thinking about how I can be a better me. How can I learn more about what I'm doing? And that allows me to transfer my knowledge to the people that I serve the most. And my clients, right? I just love it. And are there any other ahas or takeaways as a result of being here today? I want to thank you for your time. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here. I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you for being here, as always, right? And I wanted this to be a thoughtful conversation that really got you to think about what your next level looks like. Arlene writes, oh no, Kashan writes, why am I not practicing every day for what I want? Yes, wasn't that a powerful aha? That's powerful, right? Like if you think about what it is that you want, it's like why did I not practice this last week, right? Okay. And go deeper with that, right? Go deeper with that. Arlene writes, you always give value, but just when I think I have it, you throw me something else to evaluate. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you. And Robin writes, yes, if we are helping others to grow, we have to continually grow, right? So true. And Jamel writes, I really love how you express the importance of placing a premium on your time. So important. Jamel, thank you for being here. And Valerie says, always adding value. Needed to hear this. You are a rock star, my friend. You are a rock star. This is so good. And I appreciate you guys. I think sometimes when we look at people who are doing things that are amazing, it's the question is like asking yourself, like, how did they get there? What kind of investments did they make, right? That were life changing. And Kashan writes, do I go the distance for the things that matter to me? Isn't that a good one, right? When you start thinking about, am I going the distance for the things that are important to me? Okay. And sometimes we aren't. And I find that a lot of times women are aligned specifically with the wrong why. They say, I'm doing these things for my family, and they can't figure out why they don't feel motivated. The truth of the matter is, I mean this respectfully, I never built my business for my kids. I built my business for my freedom. But because I built my business to get myself free to spend time with them, they became the benefactors of it. But I just couldn't see myself working for 40 years plus for anyone else. And I had the right why, and it properly motivated me, and it properly motivates me to stay. And it's the reason why I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over 10 years, right? So going the distance is everything. I appreciate you guys. So I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you for being here, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Probably by the end of, I think maybe Friday I'll come on, or Saturday I'll be on live. All right. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day. Bye.